This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. First this evening, President Trump still facing criticism from all sides over his immigration crackdown as protests continue to erupt across the country, including here on the Suncoast. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more from Washington.
Protesters pouring into the streets from Canada to Israel to the UK to several states spanning the U.S., all coming together to speak out against President Trump's executive order that bans Syrian refugees from entering the U.S. indefinitely and puts a 120-day stop on all other refugees. It also issues a 90-day ban on nearly all travelers from Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Syria, and Yemen, none of which were involved in a single major terror attack on U.S. soil, including 9/11. House and Senate Democrats showing their opposition at a rally in D.C.
It will make us unsafe because it will encourage those who are lone wolves.
Lawsuits are being filed against the Trump administration over this policy. Washington's Attorney General Bob Ferguson is the first to announce legal action.
If successful, this would have the effect of invalidating the president's unlawful action nationwide.
Republican Senators Marco Rubio and Tim Scott said the rush to implement the policy created confusion, anxiety, and uncertainty. The Trump administration says they are trying to get ahead of a possible threat.
He's made sure that every way possible we get down the path of securing this country, putting America's safety and security first and foremost.
And the first President Trump firing Monday night. The president relieving acting Attorney General Sally Yates, an Obama administration appointee who ordered the Justice Department to not defend Trump's executive order on immigration. Dana Bente will take over as acting Attorney General. And former President Obama breaking his silence. A spokesman saying Obama fundamentally disagrees with the notion of discriminating against individuals based on their faith or religion. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Washington.
And just to confirm what was mentioned in that story, the White House has fired acting Attorney General Sally Yates after she refused to defend President Trump's executive order regarding immigration. The White House says Yates betrayed the Department of Justice and has been replaced by Dana Bente, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia. Senator Jeff Sessions has been nominated for the permanent position, but has not yet been confirmed. The Suncoast community is reacting to the president's executive order, with protesters and supporters alike raising their voices on the travel ban. Some calling it a proactive step to keep the country safe, while others say it will only further divide the country.
It's a temporary ban. He's trying to get a handle on it. He said he would do this during the campaign. I think the people who voted for him expect him to do this. Personally, I think it's the right thing to do.
This country has been built by immigration, and to punish thousands for the acts of a few, I don't see how this in any way helps protect us.
The White House says the order is not a Muslim ban, but the ban will be in effect for 90 days for travelers from 7 predominantly Muslim countries. And President Trump keeping up with his promise of action, signing another executive order today, this one aimed at businesses. The order requires that for every new business regulation implemented, 2 must be cut. The president says the purpose of the order is to make opening and expanding businesses easier. Regulatory agencies will identify which regulations to cut, but the White House will make the final decision. Prior to this new executive order, a temporary freeze on new regulations was already in place. And new information in the deadly mosque shooting in Canada. The rampage left 6 people dead, and the Prime Minister is calling it a terrorist attack. Tonight, a suspect has been charged, and the White House is offering assistance. ABC's Lana Zach reports.
In a show of international solidarity with the victims of the Quebec attack, the Eiffel Tower in Paris went dark. Canadian authorities now releasing the name of the suspect, Alexandre Bissonnette, believed to have acted alone.
We cannot express our sadness.
The Quebec City Islamic Cultural Center remembered their fellow members killed in prayer on Sunday. This man asked that the 6 dead be remembered as members of the community. They had wives, children, families. Prime Minister Trudeau said the act of terror committed against the Muslim community was an attack against all Canadians.
We will mourn this devastating attack, and we will heal together as one community, as one country, and as one family.
Investigators are piecing together the details of the fatal shooting attack that left 6 people dead, 8 more injured. Investigators are saying little about the motivation.
We know that this horror has been based on intolerance and hatred towards one specific community. It's too early to say exactly what kind of message these people, horrible message they wanted to send.
President Trump spoke with Canada's Prime Minister and offered condolences as well as assistance. According to White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer, both men expressed caution at coming to any early conclusions. Lana Zach, ABC News, New York.
And now for a check on our forecast, let's head over to Bob. It's a little chilly out there, Bob.
Yeah, jackets needed tonight. We're looking at temperatures already down in the 40s, even some 30s well inland. Right now it's 47 degrees in Sarasota, 43 in Tallahassee. Right along the coastline, mid to upper 40s to near 50 degrees, 50 at Minnesota Beach and 51 in Inglewood right now, and 45 in Braden, 46 at Lakewood Ranch. Anna Maria Island a little bit warmer at 49 degrees, and temperatures into the 30s at Lake Placid. Now there is a frost advisory in effect for inland counties. That is, again, Hardy County as well as Highlands County and DeSoto County. They're all under a frost advisory. We're looking at temperatures there basically into the mid to upper 30s with some patchy frost by wake up time tomorrow. And that'll be mainly in wind protected areas. So it's not a widespread frost event, but it will be around. And we could see some of it even on cars in Manatee and Sarasota counties, but not on vegetation. 47 degrees right now. The dew point has come up. It's at 41. Winds are out of the north, northwest at 3. Very light. The barometer is way up there, 30, 29. And that continues to rise under clear skies. More in your weather forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. A huge crowd had a chance to have their voices heard tonight regarding a proposed recycling plant. There are plans to build the facility on Palmer Road on the grounds of the celery fields in Sarasota. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us now after spending some time at this evening's Neighborhood Watch meeting. Rick.
Yeah, Haley, there are a lot of people opposed to this. Tonight, they had a chance to voice all their concerns. More than 100 people who live in eastern Sarasota County packed Church of Hope for a neighborhood workshop. TST Ventures wants to rezone 16 acres of land at the Celery Fields on Palmer Boulevard to build a recycling center. Jerry Rosenthal, a wife and mother of 3 children, lives near the site. She is one of the many folks strongly opposed to these plans.
Our concerns are about the noise, the smell, the traffic, and also how it's going to affect the wildlife and the waterways of Celery Fields.
People who live near Celery Fields say it's a popular place where residents and tourists spend lots of time, especially for the nationally recognized bird watching. Richard Halleck has started a petition to try and put a stop to the recycling center. He has environmental concerns among many other issues.
The property values of the area are going to be dramatically going down. I think we're going to have a lot of extra traffic.
One by one, residents faced off with representatives from TST Ventures. When asked why they want to build at Celery Fields, this was the response heard by the overflowing crowd on hand.
This is one place where a facility like this can be located, and it's contiguous to a property that I already own.
A waste transfer facility already got the okay for that property. As for the Celery Fields location, that's land owned by Sarasota County. They're still waiting on an application to be submitted from TST Ventures. That has to be done before they can start to move ahead with the proposed recycling facility. And this will go in front of the Sarasota County Planning Commission and county commissioners in the coming months. Haley, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. What's called micro-tunneling under Hudson Bayou began this week for the ongoing Lift Station 87 project. It will create a 36-inch wastewater main under Hudson Bayou and Loopwood Park. The operation is expected to last 4 weeks, and then work will begin on Lift Station 87 in July. Lift Station 87 will replace Lift Station 7 located on Pomelo Avenue. The completed project is scheduled to finish by 2020. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with the official Suncoast forecast. Plus, a decision to allow the expansion of a mining operation in Manatee County has been delayed. Plus, a no swim advisory for beachgoers in one area, Sarasota.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
Come out to the best party of the season, the Goodwill Mardi Gras Gala on February 28th at Michael's on E. Tickets at experiencegoodwill.org.
Look, I'm not an ideologue. I am an originalist.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now, during our Winter White event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Chilly out there.
Yes, it is chilly, and a very crisp night too.
Yeah,
and
I like
as the sunset, temperatures really fell. I got to tell you, a lot of folks sending photos into the gorgeous sunset again tonight.
Last night and tonight.
And tonight, 2 nights in a row. Yeah, spectacular. Here's the Van Wezel webcam looking out over Sarasota Bay. You can see those high cirrus clouds and then some altocumulus clouds moving in around 6,000 to 20,000 feet. That's where the altocumulus clouds are. And then it made for a gorgeous, spectacular sunset. We're getting a lot of hits on our social media pages as a result of these photos that were sent in. This one from Val, always great photography. And this one from Sarasota Bay, you can see that quite clearly, looking out toward the bridge right there from Marina Jack. And another one. This one, I believe, from Siesta Key. Paul Taylor getting this one with the seagulls right there. The waves calming down a bit. And speaking of waves, meteorologist out of the National Weather Service in Tampa, Ruskin there, getting this shot. He's right there in the middle of those high waves that were around just a couple of days ago. That high surf advisory is gone. That's what meteorologists do, right? They get out there and ride the waves. They predict them and then get out there and have some fun. Venice, also Kathleen Brunt getting this shot. Gorgeous. Thank you for those. And weather headlines read like this: some patchy frost. Inland counties mainly. Now, we're not going to see any widespread frost over our area, but there will be some patchy areas of it. Not as windy tomorrow, and that means we'll see temperatures warming up a little bit, but above average by Wednesday. So our highs today were below average. They'll still be slightly below it tomorrow, but a little warmer, and then we're anticipating warmer temperatures still on Wednesday and Thursday. No rainfall around. It's going to stay dry, too. And as far as those waves are concerned, they're not going to be actually increasing at all. This is going to be starting to be flat, calm here pretty soon. Sarasota now at 47 degrees, Braden at 51. Venice out there at the pier, it's 55 degrees. So right on the water, it's going to be a little bit warmer to start things off tomorrow morning. The high today was only 63. That was well below the average of 72. The record 85 set in 2002. And the low this morning was 58 degrees. Now we've gone below that currently before midnight. And no rainfall to report. We had just a little bit over the weekend on Sunday with those passing showers. Well, low temperatures tonight will be noticeably cooler inland away from the water, but right along the beaches into the low to mid 40s for the most part. Venice should be right around 43, 40 in Osprey, and Lakewood Ranch at 39, 45 in Bradenton, and temperature of 48 degrees at Anna Maria. We are anticipating the winds to be very light over the upcoming next 24 hours, really, for that matter. They'll be out of the east, too. They'll be switching a little bit. All day today, we had them out of the north and over the weekend, making for a very chilly weekend, but look for a much warmer day on Wednesday and Thursday. As high pressure slips off the coast here, we're going to see that high pressure kind of whip our winds around more to an east to southeasterly direction. You can see some of the clouds entering into the picture on southeast Florida and southern portions of the state. But for us, we'll stay pretty sunny, really, and a little clipper system bringing some snowfall into Ohio, Michigan, also into Wisconsin and Minnesota, getting some snow showers there. Some whiteout conditions in some places there in western portions of Michigan. The snowfall forecast isn't all that impressive. We'll get 3 to 6 inches in places in Wisconsin, also near Buffalo and western portions of New York, near Toronto, and places to the west, more snow into the northern Rockies, but really a fairly quiet weather pattern. And there's no bitterly cold air that you would expect for this time of year. Really, temperatures in the 30s and 20s over the northeast and throughout the northern plain states. 61 in Dallas right now, Kansas City at 47 and 53 degrees in St. Louis. You factor in the wind, it's not all that impressive. Toronto, the coldest at 10, and Detroit, it feels like 14 degrees, 18 into Cleveland. Well, the forecast for boaters tomorrow, a lot better. Winds will be out of the east to start the day off with 10 knots and then subsiding to 5 knots in the afternoon. Southwest winds there. Seas will be 2 to 3 feet and a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The water temperature is cooled now to 65 degrees, and we'll see beaches seeing a high right around 68 degrees. A low tide will be at 9:24 tomorrow morning, and a high tide will be at 3:01 tomorrow afternoon. Tonight, patchy frost and clear and cool, 42 for low, chilly conditions there to start things off tomorrow morning, and then we'll warm up into the upper 60s. Should be a real nice afternoon. East winds at 5 to 10. The extended forecast, warmer still on Wednesday, mid-70s all the way through Sunday with no mention of rain until we get to next Monday. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Sarasota County deputies have arrested a man after they say they found drugs in his car during a traffic stop. It happened last week along I-75 near the Jacaranda exit in Venice. Deputies pulled over a vehicle they say was weaving between 3 lanes. Howard Russell was pulled over by deputies who say they noticed the smell of marijuana and searched his car. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office says Russell was found in possession of cocaine, oxycodone, and marijuana. He's been arrested and charged with drug possession. County commissioners have heard from both sides on the heavily disputed issue of the expansion of phosphate mining in Manatee County. A decision has yet to be made on the Mosaic Company's request to expand its Wingate East property. Those in favor think it will be a big boost to the local economy, but those against the expansion say it will hurt the environment.
Water and land is such a limited and precious resource that it's not something that we can negotiate.
We've been operating in this area since the early 80s, with peaceful coexistence, not only with our neighbors, with Duet Preserve, and we've monitored the site, we've maintained relationships with our neighbors.
The public comment portion of the meeting has closed. The meeting has been continued to February 15th at 9 a.m. when Mosaic will have a chance to respond to the concerns expressed by the public. A decision is expected to be made at that time. Health officials are now urging people not to swim in one Manatee County waterway. A no-swim advisory has been issued for the Palmasola Beach South. That area is west of 81st Street West on the south side of the causeway. Health officials in Manatee County say they received test results last Thursday that showed a heightened level of harmful bacteria. A woman on vacation who stopped by the waterway says she was a little surprised by the advisory and wishes there was a bit more signage nearby for warning.
I'd like it to be posted or a warning up on some news site somewhere. I've been here when there's been a lot of people here, just enjoying with their chairs and their dogs and all the dogs lopping in the water.
The water will be tested again on Monday. Other beaches in Manatee County are all clear. A Navy SEAL who was killed yesterday in Yemen has been identified as Chief Special Warfare Operator William Ryan Owens. The Pentagon says Owens was killed during a raid on senior leaders of al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula. 6 other U.S. service members were injured in that raid that killed 14 al-Qaeda fighters. Military officials tell ABC News the raid was carried out by SEAL Team 6, the elite naval special operations unit that killed Osama bin Laden. The raid was intended to gather intelligence that could be used to prevent future terror plots. Governor Rick Scott announcing today that he will cut more than $8 million in fees for Florida veterans, seniors, and businesses. Some of those cuts include free vehicle title transfers for surviving spouses, free replacement and renewal ID cards for citizens 80 and over, free original ID cards for citizens 80 and over who surrender their driver license, free veteran designation on new identification, licenses, and renewals, plus free commercial driver's licenses for veterans and the reduction of fees to commercial driving schools. A look at the state of reading among young Americans. A new study has found for those between 6 and 17 years old, 58% say they read for fun. That's actually down slightly 2 percentage points since a 2010 report. The 12 to 14 age group had the biggest drop, from 61% to just 50% who say they like to read, while teens 15 to 17 improved from 50 to 54%. The report by Scholastic and YouGov also shows that young people, get this, prefer their books the old-fashioned way. 2/3 say they only want to read on paper, even among those who have e-readers. I agree with them. I prefer the paper books, especially after we have to look at screens all day, right? Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Here's what's happening tonight. Let it wash over you. Don't want this to happen, but if you should go into labor during the Oscar broadcast, I want you to know that as host, I am prepared to deliver the child.
Fantastic.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
In town? On the town. The Mark offers landmark living in the center of everything you love about Sarasota. Priced from the 700s, spacious residences and elevated club-level amenities create a private oasis in the sky. Promenade shopping and dining put the best of downtown downstairs. Sales gallery open daily at the corner of Pineapple and State Street just south of Main. The Mark, Sarasota. Presented by Coulter.
Join us for Sarasota Opera's 2017 Winter Festival, opening February 11th. Featuring Puccini's most famous opera, Madame Butterfly, Rossini's delightful comedy, The Italian Girl in Algiers, Poulenc's heartbreaking Dialogues of the Carmelites, and the medieval thriller, The Love of Three Kings by Italo Montemezzi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 941-328-1300 or visit sarasotaopera.org.
Now, sports.
The two teams playing in Super Bowl 51 have arrived in Houston. They are taking turns tonight meeting the media. What used to be Media Day has now turned into Media Night. Both the Falcons and Patriots appearing separately at Houston's Minute Maid Park, home of the Astros. And the Super Bowl media turned out in full force to ask anything and everything about Sunday's game.
That was never the reason why I ever wanted to play this game, is to be the best. I mean, that wasn't why I play football. I play football because I just love playing and with my teammates. I mean, the best times are when you're hanging with your friends on the bus ride, when you're in the locker room, when you see old teammates and you talk about all the great years you've had.
The Super Bowl is kicking off on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. The family of an Atlanta Braves player recovering after being involved in a deadly car crash. Police say Braves infielder Sean Rodriguez, his wife, and their 2 children were T-boned by a stolen police cruiser Saturday afternoon in Miami. The suspect was killed in the crash. Rodriguez, a former member of the Rays, was not hurt, but the rest of his family had to be hospitalized. His wife is in fair condition, but his children, ages 2 and 8, are in serious but stable condition. Rodriguez played the last 2 seasons with the Pittsburgh Pirates before signing with the Braves in November. There's a new number 1 in college basketball. Gonzaga, the last unbeaten team in Division I, moved to number 1 in the AP poll for the second time in school history. The Zags jumped up from 3rd when Villanova and Kansas both were beaten in a week when 7 of the top 10 lost. Baylor is now ranked 2nd, followed by Kansas, Villanova, and Arizona. Florida State lost twice last week and dropped from 6th to 15th. The Gators moved up 1 spot to number 24. The Atlanta Braves remain in exclusive talks with Sarasota County to move the team's spring training home to Northport. But serious questions are being raised about the West Village's infrastructure. Major changes would have to be made to widen the roadways and add sewer and power systems. Residents of Northport fear that they will be responsible for paying for that. But city officials say the developer is the one responsible.
That's why they have an improvement district. The district pays for the infrastructure so that the city of Northport taxpayers are not burdened with the cost of private development.
The developer, Mattamy Homes, was not available for comment on this story. It's moving day for the Orioles as the team's equipment arrives for spring training. The 1,000-mile drive between Baltimore and Sarasota marks the baseball team's trip south for the spring. In 2 weeks, pitchers and catchers will be reporting for some of the first organized workouts. The Orioles' first home game is February 26th against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
They're unloading really a wide assortment of things. Actually, over 15,600 balls came down. 45 dozen bats are on this truck.
The drive was pretty easy. We only hit 1 backup in South Carolina. Other than that, it was a piece of cake.
Tickets for spring training games for both the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Baltimore Orioles are now on sale. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto number straight ahead.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Are you paying too much for your cable or satellite TV? The U.S. government passed a bill mandating free over-the-air digital transmission of all broadcast network television channels. That means with the new TV Freeway digital antenna, you can get free HD programming from your favorite broadcast networks 24/7 without a bill. You just plug it into the back of your TV and start watching all of your favorite broadcast programs for free. There are no contracts to sign, no hidden fees, and no monthly fees. Just free HD broadcast TV. Take it with you anywhere. Call or go online now to get your TV Freeway stick for the incredibly low price of only $14.99. But wait, call or click now and you can get a second TV Freeway stick for a second TV. Just pay a separate fee, but you have to order right now.
Call 1-800-809-5196 to get your TV Freeway. Call now or go to tvfreeway.com. So call 1-800-809-5196. This offer's not in any store. Call now.
The official salon of ABC7. Salon.
Robotic surgery is changing medicine. The robot has better vision than a human. You can see 10 times better magnification than the human eye, but it takes a human eye to run the machine. In fact, it takes multiple human eyes to treat a patient. We've perfected the team, we've perfected the procedure, and the more experienced the team, the better the quality outcome.
A second grader at the Community Christian School in Bradenton will receive a special surprise tomorrow morning. The Legoland Florida Resort will be awarding him with tickets to their Winter Haven theme park after they found out that he had saved up nearly $100 to buy a large Lego fire station set, but get this, to give it to a 17-year-old classmate fighting cancer, the student he had never met. Very kind. So he will get a big surprise tomorrow. Look at these cuties. The John Bear Grease Sled Dog Marathon is underway in Grand Portage, Minnesota today. Mushers and sled dogs on the trail have almost 200 miles under their paws already, and it's only the first full day of the race. Many of the competitors will use this race as training for the Alaskan Iditarod, known as the Last Great Race, which is just over a month away.
Well, they're getting some snow there tonight.
Yeah, they clearly,
Yeah, Minnesota getting some snow. And
cold.
Most of the rest of the nation, though, not doing very well as far as snow cover goes.
Right.
Although the central and northern Rockies, some good skiing weather there lately.
So many people I've been seeing heading out skiing this winter, and they seem to have a pretty good, run of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow.